And that's not the message. If it's a meritocracy to in some way praised by God, then it's also a meritocracy from a negative perspective for him to chase you down. But that means that you have to be constantly in his good graces, like in order to be able to be liable, for breaking commandments. But if you're no longer identifying with Israel, like you're 10 generations apart, the idea that God still says, like, I'm going to judge you harsher than I'm going to judge a Gentile is a bit racist, because you're saying that if someone is picked on for absolutely no reason, like they're inherently going to be disliked more than other people, what you're basically saying is that person is special. All right. I mean, someone could be special from a positive perspective and special from a negative perspective. With the idea that God treats you differently is saying that there's something different with you. But if the Torah itself says that you shall be cut off from your people, you're saying that God, no matter how many kids and how many grandkids, 10,000 years down the line, is still going to be punishing your kids for you leaving the covenant? No, what it's saying is that people who remain faithful to the covenant, because it says, for example, Jeremiah 31, and I'm not using this because I usually use the prophets to justify, but it tells you how covenants work. It says, I will make a new covenant with Israel, right? And that covenant is not Jesus or anything like that. Every time Israel goes into exile, they go into exile because Israel breaks the covenant with God. And then every time Israel gets brought back from exile, God remakes that covenant with them. That doesn't mean that God broke the covenant. Israel broke the covenant. Covenant just means agreement. There's an agreement between Israel and God that Israel is going to keep God's commandments, and then they could claim